Darcy, I just want to say how awesome it is to have you here, and I'm really glad you're willing to give your testimony of how spiritual care helped you, because I know one thing for sure. I know that what you have to share will actually help other people who are going through similar things find healing in their life. And Brian, I'd like to start with you. What was it that brought you to spiritual care? What were you going through?
Basically, when the economy hit, I'm self-employed. I'm a contractor for residential building, and basically when the economy hit, we had a lot of debt. So the business obviously was going downhill with the economy, and so basically I went into a deep depression, high stress, high anxiety, and I knew there was something out there that I could, fix those issues with, those symptoms with. But I figured it'd be through medication. So what I did is called our family doctor, set up an appointment with them, and when I showed up for that appointment, the doctor came in with a Bible and read me a couple of verses, and I was like, wow, that's a little different. I've never been approached by a doctor like that. So that was awesome, because my parents raised me in a Christian family, so I really appreciated it. So she just went over a few things about what my symptoms were and where my journey was spiritually. And I said, well, to be honest with you, I was raised in a good Christian family, but I kind of fallen away from that. So she asked me if I would be willing to meet with a representative from Spiritual Care Consultants, and at that time I agreed. I figured this was an answer. I was looking for a purpose in life, not just to pound the pavement to work for $1.
Exactly.
I wanted a purpose for life. And I was like, it can't hurt. I'll check it out. And that's where I got involved with spiritual care, and it answered a lot of questions for me.
So how did spiritual care help you? What was it that impacted you the most, would you say?
It was pretty powerful, because every question I asked and basically every challenge that I had, it was able to be answered through not only scripture but through other testimonies. So I think it's because for the first time I've actually had my questions asked to where I felt comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So
exactly.
that was pretty powerful.
So would you say you're different today? Has your life really changed today from back then? How long ago was it you went through spiritual care?
It's about 2 years now.
Well, 2 years ago now. 2 years later, is your life still on course and on track? You're still doing good?
Absolutely phenomenal. I know my purpose now. I found that purpose. I know 100% that I follow God daily. I make sure I focus on that every hour of the day and all my decisions I make. And to be honest with you, I'm on an awesome journey.
How's the stress and anxiety now?
There's none.
Woo! That's pretty good in this world, but we got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Now this leads me to another question, and this is for you, Darcy, because there'll be a lot of husbands and wives out there that are going to be watching this, right? Whenever the husband is deeply touched and his life is transformed, that always affects his wife. Now, Darcy, how did this affect you?
Well, it was a pretty powerful thing that we went through. I never had religion in my background, and so when Brian had asked me to come meet at Spiritual Care Consultant, I went along, just kind of open-minded, but yet somewhat hesitant. And anyway, because I didn't have religion in my background, what Spiritual Care Consultants have done for me is it's connected me with God, and it's been amazing because I've reconnected with my husband in a sense, in a strong and powerful way, and we're on this journey now together, and it's awesome.
Has it helped your marriage?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And did you eventually even find a church home through all this?
Yeah, we did some church shopping, and over the course of maybe a few months we did find one, and we've stuck to it. We go very regularly. I think we've maybe missed just a handful of times in the last 2 years, and we really enjoy it.
So how are you with the stress and anxiety now? Would you say that it's had an impact on you?
We have a lot more to read the Bible. We have a lot more tools, and just the mindset is a lot better to deal with our problems. And now I'm almost kind of shameful to think that we were going through so much turmoil due to our finances. I mean, we could have been dealing with a loss of a child or a loved one, or dealing with an illness, or an addiction. But here we were consumed in our money, and the problems that it was causing us. And now I'm just thinking, I'm so glad that we have got God in our lives and the Bible as a tool to help us through these problems, and we owe that all to Care Consultant, Spiritual Care.
Is there anything in closing and wrapping it up, is there anything you would want anyone else to know out there? Because people get online, they watch clips, they go on the websites now. What would you like those that are viewing this to know? Is there anything on your heart?
For me, it's actually reaching out and seeking the information for one, and the resources that are out there to figure out your faith and be able to back up faith up, with resources. And for me, it was, to be honest with you, it was not only reading the Bible, but it was going back and, watching all these different videos on, just God's creation was one of them, one of the DVDs that just hit me as far as our planet and where we're at. I can go on that forever, but the detail on the placement of God's creation, what He's done in a big picture is absolutely phenomenal. That just gave me one proof that there is a great Creator out there, and when you get to know Him, He'll connect with you. When you're seeking Him, He will connect with you for sure.
Well, anything from your aspect?
I guess for those out there that were like me, who didn't have religion in their background, no faith, I kind of built a wall up between me and God, not knowing, but I did. And in today's world, especially in the society that we live, especially in America, we're taught to be so self-dependent and self-efficient, and we just don't think we need anything. We don't need anybody. And I was very much wrong. Speaking with Gal, all he had to tell me was that God loved me, and it broke through that wall because, that love and that acceptance that had never been religion had never been approached to me in that way about God, and it really helped me.
Now, Darcy, that's a powerful statement. You just made one of the most powerful statements people need to hear. There's a lot of people out there just like you, maybe watch this, they don't have any religious background, who need to know that they are loved by God.
And we're all broken.
We are.
Yeah.
And there's none of us that, Romans chapter 1 says that God chose the weak things of this world and the things that are not to nullify the things that are, so that no one can boast before Him. So I want to thank you for sharing your stories today. Awesome.